social pillar. For South African cables, I'll just give a small example. There's a cable that has a special insulation called HFFR, and I'm going to sound a bit technical, and I'll give you the reason why. When a building is burning, most people don't get out because they're choked because of the smoke. Number one. Number two, they can't really see where they're going. Correct? So aside from that aspect and other things that will probably be burning, the cables do a lot of contribution to this kind of smoke. So we have a special insulation called HFFR, which is halogen-free fire retardant. We got a question about that later. Which now you will have less smoke. You will have, it doesn't smell, so you can easily get out. So it's actually one of those things that is not really under ESG, but you need to do your part, even when you're manufacturing your cables, and knowing what's going on out there and how can you help the regular person. On the topics that I suggested about when you grow, what you need to include, please also include, I talked about the women, youth, persons with disability, and then there's one more, which I think people are sensitive about, but it's also sexual orientation. We are going to that direction at some point in our lives. Maybe we need to have that discussion at another point, but it's something that we cannot avoid, but it's coming soon. And also race. I think we all look the same around here. Does someone look different from us? I don't see anyone else apart from the race that we have today. So the next time probably we'll have a look at that. Now before I close, I want to give you homework in terms of business and for you to grow. There are those aspects of where we're headed as a global business center. Where are we going in terms of any aspect, whether it's product or service? I'll give you an example. Renewable energy is quite huge right now. Are we investing in that area? I saw the flyer that someone from a solar company. That's you? Are you in the renewable energy sector? Yes. Good. So that's where we are going. So think about it. Think how you can plug in and grow. Generative AI. Do you know what that is? If you don't know, can you go read about it? Because it's going to be the next problem for most businesses. And how can we take care of ourselves and our businesses, even if it's data protection? Data analytics. Even if you're doing Excel or whichever system you're using in your offices, you collect a lot of data. What do you do with it? Imagine if you actually analyze that data, you can actually get the next way of knowing who your client is, know which product sells the most, where you're selling the most, where the economy is going. Data is fantastic. It can give you a strategic direction. So look at that in terms of data analytics. I'm going to leave with machine learning. I want you to think about machine learning. So these are things that are coming out of Instagram. And then under the ERP platforms, a lot of opportunities came up from I think 2013 or 2014. How many of us are doing tenders? I'm not talking about the ones who take a big box to, a big box. No, the tender is like this big. So are you doing it online? Or some. Okay. Most of the government parasocial agencies have gone the SAP ERP way. Are we registered? Do we know how to work around it? There is that portion of 30%, youth, women, and persons with disability. Every time Asda is floated, I don't see women coming, I don't see people with disabilities coming, I just see youth. And some of them don't even know how to do those tenders. If you come to my office, I'll tell you and I'll teach you for free how to do it. But you need to have gone and learned how to do that. You need to be aware of how to work around that service. And this parasocial actually teach you for free as well. So please, grab these opportunities. You're not grabbing the opportunities. Take care of your businesses, but first of all, you need to be awake and know what is going on. In closing, you talked about my fan bit. Yes, I like to talk about the youth and the women. I think women have been too much today. But together foundation and mental foundation. It's something I really enjoy. So even as you're working, you find a way of, you don't need to achieve. You do something that, keeps you awake, makes you laugh, keeps you energetic. You talked about dance. I don't know if there was a signboard I saw about that one. Do they offer the works? Yeah, so do those things that, make you happy, because they also let you do your work properly. Maybe I don't do mobility yourself. But yes, do those things that make you happy, make a difference in society. It sells your brand quite a bit. It really, really does. We have a problem with our youth. Really, we can't ignore it. They are younger brothers and sisters, they are working. Please, in your capacity, you don't even have to contribute financially. You've been out there, please wake up and do something, because this is a generation which is really worrying. So please do your bits, and aside from making you happy and fulfilled, it also sells your brand. I think I'm done enough of my 10 minutes. I've taken how many?
These are done.
10.7.
Yeah.
Oh, she is not done?
Yeah.
And let's see, I'm excited.
They dance in the evening.
Oh, as your girl dance.
And the legs. Yeah, I think questions which we address.
That all amazing things. She's coming up shortly. Ilikuwa teaser.
Yeah, and I'm around. And the ladies, please don't forget to pick your bag and tell us Sokoni after this. Yeah, we have to promote the business community in Kirinyaga, please. Especially the ones who come from the we are buying something like plantains. We have plantains in the market. We promote the
Thank you very much. Caron, hizi mbili nipe anybody nataka. Hisa. Unajua haya, wamama wanapewa shopping bag. Na wasichana Caroline, thank you very much for that short and sweet presentation. Keynote, of course, should be that switch ndio watake kukufuata, sivyo? Tulisema unalala huku tena. Analala hapa kwa room na kosini. Na wanaume napea opportunity ya kubondwa partner into the panel area of the plenary session, where I will be calling, it is upon me to call who I want. Na kuna wale ambao wajaongea huku leo, so nikikuita wewe unajibu zile maswali naulizwa na hawa watu. So it is an open session where you can ask, we are only giving you room to ask 10 questions maximum, because I do not want to keep you here further. Sioni sawa. So the 10 questions will be answered by the panel, which will be diverse. Are we okay? Beatrice, your story konaka kuja hapa. Come, please. You are amazing woman. Come. Elizabeth, kuja hapa. James. Kirinyaga viti, so I will ask, there will be 15 questions. Madam Wellness. Amazing. This status will change. You, uko salama. Hata mimi niko sawa. Kuja na huyu hapa mbele. wawili. Na nimechagua. Umebalance, usinimalize. Nasmile, unataka kuja hapa mbele kijana. You know you'll be running away from me. You can only do so much. Come. The panel will be long. We are asking 15 questions from the crowd. No. You will take a seat. King, get now a seat. I'll move this kidogo. Stella, uko hapa karibu. We'll have a long panel because we are diverse. Eunice, ukijiintroduce hapa useme wewe tawatazama ukiongea leo look for space. So we'll ask kwanza, what is your area of expertise? Insurance, I have insurance here. Construction and architecture, education, manufacturing and trading, manufacturing, financial services, real estate, branding, wellness, HR, marketing and field. You see, kwanza ujiintroduce kabla tuanze kuuliza maswali. Kingori, are you around? I want you to pick for me 15 questions. It is an open. So let's take it up to. Do you have a question? Where you are on network? Unajua leo umejiuza sana. Jukata mimi already ni customer. Na nyinyi watu wa BNI mnajua kujiuza. Ndio maana mimi ni member. Mjipigie makofi watu wa BNI. You have a group there. That is our panel for today. Because of time, we'll use them to get answers for the questions you have. Kale, do you have a question for us? Uliza swali, sio? Na huku nyuma. Sasa. You can go endelea.
My question goes to Mr. Sospita Diga from CPF. We always hear about the tax habits in Monaco, the Cayman Islands. Would you describe Kenya as in the gray areas? And what is the advantage, for lack of a better word, of the offshore economy? Thank you.
See, he answers first so that it becomes easier. Have a go. You have a that Michael again.
Number one, Kenya is not a tax haven. So what he is describing as a tax haven is a jurisdiction where you basically don't pay tax. Like the Monacos of this world, Cayman Islands, their tax jurisdiction or from those monies. The only problem with those jurisdictions is that they also don't question your business. So they also know you do whatever whatever you want. So Kenya is not a tax haven. It's only that I mentioned that Kenya is in the region which is volatile. The countries around us do not have very strong governance. So, for example, I think if you know about South Sudan, somebody was telling us, I may not name the, you know how they distribute their budget? Their budgets are distributed in cash, in dollars. So they sell oil money, it comes in cash. So all governors, I think, are called, they are given money for their own states, from State House. Because they don't have that strong structure like we do, like you transfer through an account. So a lot of the money in the region tends to find its way in Kenya. So you know that a lot of the investments are in Kenya. So we're not a tax haven, it's only that laws are a bit loose, which allows a wash-wash economy. And to be honest, I can see a camera there. So political. Yeah, so there are advantages and disadvantages. If you remember, in the last political administration, what did we do with our currency? We changed our currency. For you who are in business then, how did it impact on you? I can tell you for us who were in real estate, it became very difficult to sell high-end property. Because all of a sudden, it looked like money was wiped out of the economy. Because you could not, the people who had a lot of loose cash could not legitimize it. So it stops economic flow of money, but however, you'd rather be on the right side because that way they start. So there are the haves and the have-nots. So that's the biggest disadvantage, and that's what I think the government is trying to bring up. So that they can build some form of equity where everybody gets a share of the economy as opposed to the. Is it called?
Hello.
Yeah, good question.
My question is to Kagio. You've touched something very dear to me, women empowerment. Just want to find out what more we can do to offer women more dignified work, even trying to be more ambitious or achieving more.
Okay, so how do we ensure that we have more women working, and safely? That's the question. Dignified work means it begins from encouraging. I am from a corporate background. Am I speaking to another woman who is not? So number one, we need to support each other. We need to grow each other. Someone else might not be exposed to the corporate sector and is probably trying it or is trying to do some business and comes to you for advice and you're not there to advise them. Number two, we are not taking advantage of the platforms that are there. First of all, the easiest way, they say Google is your friend. There are things you can learn just from watching YouTube videos, and there's a lot of information out there. Number three, there are platforms where women are invited to be taught, to be taken care of. And I know the Chamber of Commerce does something like that. And that's why I was encouraging you to form, and Julius alluded to it. Where are you forming business chamas? For example, today we've had a really good session. But the women here, after today, we take each other's numbers and call each other, and perhaps if there's something happening in Kirinyaga, and come and see and learn. We are not doing that. So there are platforms, there are venues that things are happening, and we are not taking care, we are not attending. So we need to be out there and try and see where we can fit in, try to take advantage of all these forums that are happening and learn from each other. On safety, it depends. From a corporate scene, even just from physical safety, if you have women, like in my car, I have safety shoes and a helmet. Why? Because in as much as I will be sitting on my desk today, tomorrow I may decide to go to the factory, or I may decide to go to a project, for example. Do we have the right safety gear? So my question is, are employers providing safety gear to their employees? And this should be free. Second point is on free spaces, which is something that a lot of companies are trying to do. There's a lot of not nice things happening.
Like a housing levy. For a business, maybe paying somebody 50K is stretching on the end. But you know, the employee at the end of the day is looking at the net pay, which might come to 15K. So it's at the end of the day, it makes sense. And looking at something like housing levy, one can cut across anyone, you know. So now, from an SME perspective, you find yourself, you may be in a position to maybe create even 10 jobs, but now you find yourself either deciding to contract. Now, and that also, it does not augur well in terms of creating employment opportunities. So from an HR perspective, just like from the tax perspective, we have tax evasion and tax avoidance. What are some strategies that we could bring in so that we create employment, but at the same time, it's not at the expense of the company's growth? Like it does not affect the bottom line that much. Thank you.
So thank you for your question. So we're Raymond Gerardier from HR. So what I would encourage, number one, is ensure that employees take ownership of the business. Incentives, you set targets, then what extra can we give you? So there's a lot going on in terms of taxes, but again, you can motivate your people to own up to the business by knowing if you're able to be part of what are achieving the targets that are set in the company, then you can get bonuses, you can get incentives, and by that they own up, they're motivated, and also it's not a loss to the company and the business owner, but employees now take up also the ownership and run the business and ensure the targets are set and the company's objectives are met. I hope I've answered.
Very nice. A question of what why are you not here? You should be here. Ndio unahepa alafu utarudi niambie sikukupea hapo. Kaa hapo tusikie kama unajua Kizungu. Uliza ukiwa hapo.
I have a question for
same concerns as I do in the technical fields, where in our businesses we be able to work directly to helping our clients. We do this research and development with our staff, and some of the information that they get to learn can actually really weigh in on being able to change the market in some very pivotal ways. And it can give an unfair advantage if the staff decides to quit and start their own business and use that information to try or can assent to, that will ensure that that cannot be done.
So just to answer your question, so we have non-disclosure agreements and also conflict of interest. So when you have an employee as assigning the
wabici ya utha ya NGCDF rungu rwa ũtongoria wa Honorable Mbugua Inaina nĩramenyithia aciari hamwe na arutwo arĩa mahetwo mbeca cia basari cia mwaka mũhetũku mathiĩ na mbere na kuoya fomu cia kũihũria basari ya mwaka ũyũ. Fomu ici iraheanwo wodi ciothe 4 cia ũthaya, na angĩkorwo ndũnoya fomu yaku hĩndĩ ĩrĩa iraheanagwo ndũkamake, amu no wĩkinyie kũrĩa iraheanagwo na woe fomu yaku, na thutha ũcio mũndũ acokie fomu yake harĩ oire tarĩki 4 na tarĩki 5 mweri ũkĩte wa gatatũ. Ririkana, basari ĩno nĩ arutwo a mathukuru ma boarding, colleges, TVET, mathukuru marĩa marĩ na mawathe na universities. Nao arutwo a form 1 na a mwaka wa mbere a colleges, TVET na universities nĩ marori kuoya fomu ici nĩguo ithuthurio. Nĩtũthiĩ na mbere na kũnyitĩrĩra gĩthomo, amu gũkũ thaya nĩ kuga na gwĩka.
At GTN TV, the home of gifts and talents, our main agenda is Mount Kenya, its economy, its businesses, and its people's interests. We are presenting to you the GTN Nyeri Business and Corporate Leaders Breakfast, which shall be held on Tuesday, the 5th of March 2024 from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the White Rhino Hotel. The theme of the breakfast shall be Nyeri is our business. The chief guest will be His Excellency Mwalimu Mutahi Kahiga, the Governor of Nyeri County. The guest speaker will be Ibrahim Ndegwa, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KNCCI Nyeri Chapter. For more information, you may contact 0768 411 708. Karibuni sana.
Alafu pia najua kale utaongea kitu
is the next big thing in Kenya. It's what has been going on in the Western countries for quite some time, and it's a bit new in the African market at the moment. So there are a couple of jobs for its trading, remote tasks, etc. So I'd just like to encourage the youth to open up them to new ideas. No longer the days where you used to do work manually for you to make money. These are the days where you just have to consult or make something work and also you make money. Just at the seat of your in front of your laptop, that is. An example of my brother, who was the chef at Ankole Grill, Kisuru. equated with job at an opportunity that can make you drive a V8 in your 20s. Why not do it right now? You don't have to really work manually so that you wait for 40 years for you to drive a V8 in the 60s. So if it can work right now, make it happen. That's what I can say.
All right, thank you. Yeah, so as I said earlier, at Certitude Global Limited, that's exactly what we do. We link those young people with those job providers. We also train them to be the best in such. We have several, in case you need further information, we'll just link up. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kale.
My name is Newton Bishuru from Hash Solution. You saw it in the screen. I want to answer a question. I think you are not answered. The question is, how do you protect your regulatory body underneath it? So there are regulatory bodies that underneath is different. So there is a website that is a scam. And I know your question. You know motors are there. So you want to know how to differentiate between a scam and a real. You can always the Canadian embassy, you can send them and to your second question, data protection. A beautiful question. Most of these questions are answered by lawyers. Lawyers are trained by the data protection to be data protected. So the best answer to you is get a lawyer or get a trainer who's certified for that. It is not expensive. You find these trainings are actually free. You get trained. You are either a data protector, someone who protects, you are an officer, or someone who knows this. So in case of
a question. As we ask questions, remember we have somebody in renewable energy. We have somebody in wellness. We have somebody in branding, manufacturing and construction. No. And manufacturing and trading is retirement. Then we have education. We have insurance. Usikose swali na hawa watu. Na nimesikia pia huku majibu ni very
open business. So they just take your bank statements and calculate. You guys, are you guys in forums where you can assist for KRA to just be more open to understanding? Like, if, for example, in e-commerce, they've totally refused to understand how e-commerce works. It's purely subscription model where you get commissions. So, for instance, your account can be written 200 million. You'll tell you didn't return your taxes, and out of that money, less than 5% is for the company. So how do you work around a situation like that?
Yeah, so the most effective route, remember I told you that back in my career I worked as a tax consultant. That's what I'm doing for entities. Because KRA are very brash and abrasive in their approach, and very blanket, quite unorthodox, if I was to say. And remember, the people who come to assess you have targets. These are their key performance indicators. They need to collect so much, So they'll do anything to collect. So they will not go in that. So tax consultants actually put them to task. So that's the safest, and either you have the knowledge or you get a consultant to help you do the assessment with KRA. So when KRA gives you an assessment report, you can actually hire a tax accountant or consultant to review and to explain as per the law. And in many of those occasions, KRA actually sit down. If they are done wrong assessments and you can be proved as per the law with a consultant, they will let you go. So to answer you, most of the time KRA comes with the aim of collecting. And once you pay them, getting back the money becomes an impossibility. So it's always safer to get somebody to intervene and do a proper assessment and save you a few dollars on that. So that's what I would suggest.
Awesome. You well answered? Okay. Swali zinaenda kuisha. Nimeuliza education. Is there a question on education? Easy.
Not on education. Wellness.
Wellness.
Yes. No, everybody is talking about AI, but no one is really talking about AI, emotional intelligence. So, what can organizations do to embrace AI in the organizations to avoid conflicts or misunderstandings? Especially right now, we're dealing with diverse employees and diverse networks.
All right, thank you so much for that question. Yes, indeed, I do cover a bit of emotional EIs and EQs, all that intelligence. So the thing, first of all, and this I think is part of HR, is educating and creating awareness within your staff. And just letting them, just basic awareness of what is required of them, where the organization is willing to go for them. And just to add that also the organization has a part to play in motivating their staff as well. So it's not just about them performing, but the HR department, I was just whispering to my colleague over here, and I was saying to her, we need to come up with incentives that are not your usual. So you need to think out of the box, take it out, and let's find those things that, first of all, create wellness. Because when you have a healthy staff, then you have a more productive members of staff. And in that way, you're able to educate and instill all of these good values within them. And even if they leave, like Moni was asking, is that they will go as better people. I was employed once upon a time, but I always go back and say thank you to my employer because of the things that they instilled in me. And that's why I'm able to do the job I do today. Thanks.
Awesome. A real estate question?
Sasa muulize mtu anayejua kuanza shamba. Jamii. Answer itakuwa. I also need the manufacturing and training question. Msiweke hao watu hapo mbele alafu wamuulize swali.
Branding. Mbona vile Elizabeth? Then this amazing guy, insurance.
Real estate. There is mortgage, right? And I know abroad for a fact that you can earn from your mortgage or from a mortgaged, maybe a house or whatever. Is that the same in the country?
Beatrice.
Thank you for that question. Mortgages. The model is not yet here with us, so I will not want to comment about it. Maybe we can have a conversation after this panel discussion. Thank you.
You are in the confused. You have a question? Yes.
My name is Jeff Rogan. Mine is on the real estate. We've seen instances where people are having problems when it comes to purchase and acquisition of land. We see people are crying all over the media saying that one way or the other they have been conned. So what measures are you taking to counter this kind of scenarios? My other question is for branding. How do you evaluate a good brand or a strong brand and a weak brand? And if it is a strong brand, how do you elevate it to the next level? And if it is a weak brand, what are the solutions that you offer to make it a big brand? To my brother here on the digital space, for instance, if I am pushing Avoid Water and I want to do the Facebook ads and I want perhaps I have a page on Avoid Water and I'm targeting this area, is there a way that I can gain like twice the population of this place to interact with my brand? Thank you.
Huyo nne zote so tumemaliza hii session, si ndio? Lakini Andrita ujiuliza swali. Andrita umeongea leo? You must have a question. Kwanza jibu Beatrice.
Okay, on the real estate bit, when it comes to the purchase of property, most of land that Jeff has asked about, we have the story going around of Kagio real estate. Maybe that's why this is coming up. Number one, all real estate agents must be registered under the Estate Agency Registration Board. So you need to check, and that is what we call the due diligence. When you buy property, be it land or maybe a piece of building, you need to do your due diligence. You need to work closely with your lawyer, who is going to advise you on about the property you're just about to buy. So we insist on due diligence. Check the person you're buying the land from, and check with your lawyer to do the due diligence for you. Thank you.
So umesema ERP hizo vitu zingine naona huko hivi.
Yes.
There was a question branding. Elizabeth, at least you may smile. You can go ahead.
Okay, my name is Elizabeth. I run a company called Ediva Brands. And the question is how we can make your brand big. As we always say, we build brands that build businesses. That's our tagline for our company. So I think the first thing you need to do, especially when you open a company, is to, like now, the water you guys are holding, some of them will live with that water, and you'll be marketing a bag. The pen, the books, those are small items that you can start with to make your brand known out there. And also when it comes to, like now you can see Stella HR is with uniform. How many people will see her with the uniform? And ask what does it do? You're also promoting your brand. The other thing is, which the digital will expound on, is being big on social media. But start from the ground. Gift people. Give them small things, even key holders. How many men do have a table? They market you, as well as the pen, the kids. I saw the guy for the GTN with a cape. How many people will ask him, what's the meaning of that GTN? So many. That is the small things you start with. And with time now you come to such things. And then your brand will be out there and well known. I think I've answered the question.
Very nice. Elizabeth ametuambia kuna gifts za nini? Hamkuwa mnamsikiza. Kuna gift hampers
Naweza kwenda soko pia. Naona East African Cables wamepanga watu.
You're running away. The other one was for Chris, I think. I need a question on education. Ndio nitoe watu wako hapa, manufacturing and trading. Unahepa kuongea, utaongea leo watu kwa student. And Rita, niulize hizo maswali. Kuna manufacturing and trading, there is education, and there is an amazing man here, Ishwan.
Yes, so if you're looking to grow your numbers twice as much as you ought to get, but now you have 2 times more. In the presentation, I talked about focused market. You just can't say everyone is your client at the end of the day. Even if a product, most people say I'm going to sell mattresses because everyone will sleep at the end of the day. You just can't have that kind of mindset and go into business with that. You can't say everyone will drink water, so I have to sell water. I'm going to the business of selling water. At the end of the day, there is that client, focused client that you have to look at to be able to realize your margins. So if it's, let's say, for example, this water, ask yourself, what are the kind of people or organizations that can be able to drink up this water, and can I be able to go and be their supplier? Because you're looking at margins at the end of the day. So let's say it is a big company or a factory or a corporation that workers are there, and then you go try to seal the deal with the owner and say, I want to be the supplier. You know, if you're going to get like 500 bottles being delivered or 1,000 bottles in a week, you see that's just one client. But you've been able, first of all, to focus. Not just anyone takes water. You have to focus on who is your client. So if you're looking to double that, it's just getting to see who are my clients. That is the first thing that you ask yourself. Who is my client, and how do I get 2 or 3 of these kind of clients? That is how you get to double and triple the results. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Joseph, uko na swali? Acha kwanza Andrita ulize. Andrita, you have your mic? Okay. You have a question for who? For the who?
For education and insurance.
Okay. Education.
Okay, so good morning everyone. I'm Andrita. So I'd like to ask one question on insurance for Chris. Can you tell us the types of insurance that you offer, and what criteria do you use to ensure that if I'm coming for maybe an education insurance or medical insurance, maybe I'm not employed, so what criteria do you use to qualify a candidate? And then for the education department, during our time, we were told that education is the key. I saw a video on TikTok, I think last week, and there was this guy who was selling mitungas, and then on his video, he had highlighted that education is no longer the key. So maybe it's because people are going to school and they are not getting jobs, I don't know, but maybe my question would be, how do we empower our young ones, those who are in school, those who are planning to join schools, maybe like those who would like to join our school, we have a school. So how will we change that narrative that education is still the key? Asante.
Very nice. I think the locks were changed. If you go in the
thank you very much for that question. My name is Bernard. I have a private school in Kutus called Sunshine Academy. So if you want to know how CBC is going, you can come and learn there. There are very many materials there concerning CBC, games, skitting, all of them. Actually, what you can say is education is a must. It is mandatory, even as you know in Kenya. So everybody must go to school. So for those who are even conducting their business, it's good you tell them, person who went to school, his business will even be better. So let them try to tell them, even if you want to do something, it's that they have to gain knowledge. So tell them knowledge is power, they will be empowered. I have seen actors here, so have various people. For those who are acting, they need to talk in English language sometimes. So let them not think that you can only, the aim is to get money. But if you are educated, whatever in the area you are doing, it will be better. So that is what I can say about education. For those who maybe would like to know more about private schools, come there at Sunshine, right? We are located in near just Kirinyaga Kutus Junction. You can meet me there and talk more. And we can also tell the people why it is important for them to join private schools because of the materials. Thank you very much. I think I've answered your question. Thank you.
This one went to Alliance, but it has not helped you. So
let me make a quick rejoinder. We can close our eyes and predict what will happen in the future. Our children, I can tell you, will probably not get degrees. For sure. The education system, I think I saw the same video. There's a lot of dissolution coming because it's ending up in nothing. There are a lot of online schools which are opened up. I'm sure some of you know Udemy, which is an online university. Coursera. Anything you need to learn. And now with the rise of artificial intelligence, you have it at a click of a button. So don't be surprised. Even maximum the next 20 years, those schools will shut down. For sure. Because the education system has been passed with, its time is over. And that is a prediction that you can take to the bank. Which employer, like now you guys who are here, Newton, when you're employing a web developer, you ask for a degree. You don't need that. So to answer you, the education system needs to catch up with the direction that the world is headed, because the world is headed in a different direction, for sure. So these old school system that you're seeing, it's done, dusted, it's just a matter of time.
I told you. We had an insurance question. We are still looking for a manufacturing question.
My name is Chris Kibuchi, representing Jasma Insurance Agency. Thank you so much, Andrita, for your question. You asked what criteria do we use when we want to give insurance to you. So basically, insurance is a need that everyone has. So one of the ways that we approach it is we get to understand every client is unique. All clients are unique, they have unique needs. So when we have a conversation with you, we can be able to pick your need. Then from that need, we can be able to give you a solution, because insurance is a solution. So I don't know whether that quickly answers you. So what kind of insurances do we offer? We are all about insurance. So we offer medical insurance, we offer motor insurance, we offer property insurance. One quick thing I can mention about property insurance, all of us are here and we left our loved ones at home, and they're home at midterm, and we've left our house managers with them too, whom when we hire, we're looking for degrees, or what we're looking for, host home managers, IDs, but this person has a lot of work they need to do. So ameacha jiko huko anapika, anafaa aoshe huko nyuma, anafaa. So in case an accident happens and your house goes down on fire, unfortunately, just for less than 10,000 shillings, you can actually be able to insure all your household goods, including the phone you carry around, in case it breaks the screen or anything, and you're home and dry. So when you lose that asset, it can actually be compensated. So again, Chris Kibuchi, representing Jasma Insurance Agency.
He's Africa.
Hi. Just elaborate more about the triad.
So she's asked something very important. Most of us are employers, true? So most of us are paying NSSF. NSSF we pay. True? We pay, eh? Yeah, so all of us are emitting NSSF. So NSSF Initially, we used to contribute 200 employer, and the employee will contribute 200. Then you remit 400 for the employee too. But the government now came up with even an act, the 2013 Act, that one of the things they're trying to do, which is a very good thing, is to make sure that by the time these employees retire, they retire with a very good lump sum. The initial arrangement we had of NSSF was a provident fund. Provident fund meaning that when you retire, you get your lump sum and you go home. 400 shillings, even if you work for 30 years, you probably will go home with like 150,000 plus interest, maybe 160,000. That might not be enough. So what the government did, now it came up with the Act, which is a very good Act. So the Act is in 2 tiers. So the first tier, tier 1 and tier 2. So tier 1 contributions must sit in with an SSF. But the government has actually allowed employers to opt out tier 2 to insurance companies and organizations that can actually be able to run that. Now, at General Insurance Agency and most of the insurance agents, and we can actually help you have that discussion of where to opt out tier 2 and how to opt out that tier 2. The good thing is that chunk of tier 2 is actually the bigger chunk. So the moment you opt it out, when you opt it out to a private organization like an insurance company, then they will actually be able to give you prompt statements at the point of retirement to be able to get out your returns faster. I'm not saying faster more than what you get at an SSF. I don't know how their processes are. Today, my good gentleman has actually educated me a bit about CBF and NSSF. And yes, we will love to have those conversations with you. So let me pick my contact. Let's have this conversation. Thank you so much.
Amazing. Mbona passionate yako umeamka? Sasa umeanza kuchangamka. Nimesema nataka swali mbili. Kuna renewable energy, manufacturing, and trading. And you we have one on real estate you want to respond to? Or to ask? Oh, nice. So we start with, Joseph. Notice mimi nawakumbuka na majina. Joseph, kuna Joseph huyu.
Thank you for the opportunity. As I said, my name is Joseph. I do debt collection and property management. I have a question to the gentleman in manufacturing because most of the customers I serve deal with manufactured products, and you realize they are not from some aspect like pricing. So how can a manufacturing organization be effective or sustainable in terms of pricing, because most of them are affected by this element of counterfeits? And in your own way, what do you think can be done in collaboration with entities like counterfeit so that these fakes can be wiped out in the market? Because most customers I serve take loans, buy products which are genuine, but then they are attacked by those who are selling the fakes. And maybe to Carol, I know you have answered the question. You mentioned something interesting, the HRP, halogen retardant pipes, which are self-extinguishing. I also deal with most landlords, as I say, I support in the area of property management. So they are continuously building. I wanted to ask in terms of the pricing, how affordable are they? Is this something maybe you can work on a partnership? I can give you some referrals around that. Thank you.
Thank you very much. My name is James Bogi. Regarding manufacturing, I think it's always good to look things in different perspectives, because at any given time that you are producing something and you realize that it is being counterfeited, it means that you are doing something. So that's further some good need to acknowledge that you are doing something different. So all what you need to do. There was a time that this guy called Robert Kiyosaki spoke about when he was giving his story. He was saying that there was a time that he was producing some product. Then he realized that he was once the product came and it was being acknowledged in the market, then he started realizing that it is getting some counterfeit. So that is not it is inevitable, especially when you have a very good brand. But you can even use some of the strategies that he said that he came up with. He said that after trying to have a lot of many lawsuits, which were endless, he realized that he was losing a lot of money in the courts. So at one point, he went and faced those guys and made him his subsidiary manufacturers. He contracted them, so they started producing for him. So you start eliminating the element of the counterfeit. At other time, you can also, sometimes there are some other companies what they does, you can also do some trademarking. You had quite a number of names that are close to your name, so that now you say there's a Nike shoe, then you find another brand almost like Nike, but it is not Nike. So sometimes you also do some trademarking and you try to have all the names allowed your brand. So there are many ways to deal with it, but more so first is that first build something. The moment now it's being counterfeited, now come up with other avenues how to deal with them, but it shows that you're doing something positive. I hope I answered it. Thank you.
Very nicely answered. Joseph, all your questions have been answered? Or there is Carol also? Okay.
Thank you, Joseph. Very nice question. I want to add on to what my friend has talked about and counterfeit. And I know it's not just for us, but any manufacturer. It's a nightmare, I can tell you. Yes, we partnered with organizations like Anti-Counterfeit Association. They help quite a bit, but it's a nightmare that's not going away. We have accepted that it's not going away. So we had to find a solution for ourselves. And it's unfortunate I didn't bring a roll of one of the cables, but we have a system where you, on the labels, you just get a coin. You know the way you scratch on the, do they still use those cards for, scratch cards for credit? So we have something like that. So you scratch and you send that code. It's absolutely free and gets to your message whether it's genuine or not genuine. So that's one of the solutions that we got for ourselves because that is not going away. Number two, quite a long time ago, we would not be, if you had one or two rolls, just, probably costing about 10,000 shillings, we tell you, please go and buy from our distributor. But because we have received so many complaints, today, even if you just want one roll and you walk into the factory, you will get your one roll. So we are open to anyone coming in because people are not too sure, especially when you go to the retail area, Nyamakema, that's where the problems are, and Mr. Sola will agree with me. It's total chaos. But you have found a solution. So yes, the scratching and we call it verification. There's a little bit of detail on your flyer on your table. So that's verification. Number two, three is educating customers of the good things and bad things that happen when you work with fake cables and the genuine ones. So even just physically, even if you're not scratching, how do you identify it's an you go to Nyamakima and you tell them, I want South African cables, you put aside number one and number two. And number two is the one under there with no code and everything. Number one is the real deal. So we also educating our people and telling them, if you're a developer, if you're building your own house, take the initiative. Come and learn what it means to have a genuine. Because if your phone gives you a list and tells you this is what I need, and then it tells you I need about maybe 100,000 shillings for these cables, and then you just need the 100,000 shillings and tell him, okay, I don't know a cable, he'll go and buy number two. Because he will have quoted 100,000, but number two will come to about 80,000, and he'll pocket 20,000. So you need to also be aware, so also doing a bit of education with that. I was just giving them a plan B. And a lot of manufacturers have done their verification code way, even still Mabati rolling mills, they've done that. Also, I talked about partnerships earlier, and associations like Kenya Association of Manufacturers, because we all have the same problems. Whether you're manufacturing cables or tissue or virus, whatever it is, we have the same problems. So why don't you join an association where you can come together, regardless of whether you are competitors or not, where you can find solutions within yourselves, and where you can front your complaints higher to the next level, whether it's the PS Energy or whatever it is. And as such an association, you have a voice. You as yourself as a company, or a small company, or even a big company, you have no voice. So I encourage all of us to join.
At GTN TV, the home of gifts and talents, our main agenda is Mount Kenya, its economy, its businesses, and its people's interests. We are presenting to you the GTN Nyeri Business and Corporate Leaders Breakfast, which shall be held on Tuesday, the 5th of March, 2024, from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. at the White Rhino Hotel. The theme of the breakfast shall be Nyeri is our business. The chief guest will be His Excellency Mwalimu Mutahi Kahiga, the Governor of Nyeri County. The guest speaker will be Ibrahim Ndegwa, the Kenya National Chamber of Commerce and Industry, KNCCI Nyeri Chapter. For more information, you may contact 0768 411 708. Karibuni sana.
People who are telling us what they do for a minute and give you a vote of thanks. Hata mimi nimechana simama hapa, si ndio? Naona vile anapita anaangalia na huruma. Wengine hawana huruma. So allow me to call it a panel. Elizabeth, you have a question for me? Yeah. Ask. I want you to have situmalize once. Ndio rafiki. Imagine naye anataka kustretch. Lakini ni wale walichelewa ndio wamea tukakaa hivi, si ndio? Kindly, you can go back to your seats. Thank you very much. Give them a round of applause, please. Wale ambao mnaambia wabaki hapo, ni msimame, si ati mketi. Simameni sasa. Tuambie in 1 minute what you do. Kutoni Maina, nitaka watu na majina zao wanajiuliza kama ni wao. Joseph Chakamka. Hey, uko na presentation? No, you can't go through the slides now. Somebody. Jukianza slides huyo mzigo ataniambia anataka slides. Sasa unataka slides? Usifanye slides, unataka muongee na hao watu. Go.
Morning everyone. I'm very privileged to be here with you this morning. Alfred Mami is my name. I'm a financial consultant trading in the name of East Africa Insurance Agency, the brand that you can see. And I do this on behalf of two very customer-centric giants that you can see at that end. I've got Old Mutual on one side, and I've got Absa on the other side. I just wanted to take just 2 minutes to tell you exactly what I do. Money matters tend to be a very personal and very important conversation, when at home or even at a place of work. how you might get through the professional journey from the day you start working to the day that you're going to call it retirement. It's very, very important. A lot of people have continued to do all the justices to their money. And that's the reason why money is being hide and seek. When you get to the finish line, some people only have regrets and they only bring those that they encountered on their journey. But those that took time and discipline to manage their money matters well, when they get the finish line, they've got so much to celebrate. So in just 3 slides, my brother, I don't know who's running those slides. Excuse me. This is a summary of where we are. We are born in this journey. We are born every day, but not every time. A lot of people are working to that retirement and the target. In whatever phase of life you are today, whether a young adult, a mature adult, or a citizen who is retiring, it is important that you can take charge of your money. The next one, and perhaps the last one. Sorry, you skip. That one. 85% of people live above their means. You make 200,000 shillings every month, but your lifestyle demands 250. You make 300,000 shillings every month, but your lifestyle demands 400. You make 1 million shillings every month, but your lifestyle demands a little higher than that. The question is, how are you putting in the reserve security tomorrow? 90% of people will not have income at the retirement stage. Your retirement is 10 years away, your retirement is 15 years away, your retirement is 25 years away, but it is coming. At the point you get the finish line, how cool will you be financially? 98% of retirees cannot meet their medical obligations in terms of finance. They rely on fundraising. What we know is that all retirees have got the time when they have this money. And young investors have got all the time until they run out of it. The last slide, and which gives statistics, is the next one. Good. About 50% of retirees sink into property and debts immediately after retirement. And the other one, about 45% of retirees have nothing to do after retirement. They only add into the eyeglass statistics. That 5% of retirees deplete their pensions when they're still in good health and they start depending on others. 65% of retirees are healthy, solid, and they have liquidity. That you've got all the land, but a small bill coming your way, you're not able to pay because you've got titles, you've got loans of cash, don't have the cash. The basic population comprises of 60% of women. Women are better listeners. Men know them all. There's a revolution that is coming, and these ladies are going to take off. I must prepare in advance. You cannot just be head of security. If you're not in charge of money, then you're in charge of nothing. Retirement is not always about age. At times, it can be influenced by your changing medical institution. If you get diagnosed with terminal illness, it doesn't matter even if you are 40, you might be forced to retire early. So don't just sit down and say that retirement is 20 years away. It can as well come next week. If you are diagnosed with a terminal illness, that will speak to a new journey going forward. And then finally, the best definition of retirement is not the time you're going to retire, but the time you're going to give your money space to work for you. The question is, how much will that money be? If you're not putting money aside for retirement, just be sure it will go ahead and seek you when the time comes. My name is Alfred Masu. I represent as South Africa. My number is 472-310-584.
Amazing. Let me begin with a question. Yes, we got the miss.
Kwa majina mimi naitwa Joseph Ugoiga Mbugu na ni CEO wa kikundi ama mahali panaitwa Zilizana Musical. Zilizana Musical is a training center based at Kutus. We have that Sahara Energy, formerly it was National Oil. We have their second floor, room 13, 14 and 15. We offer training for all cadres, that is even the youth, elderly, even the middle-aged people, men, women. And the kind of training we do is instrumental training. That is, we train you for 6 weeks, return. We give theory, we teach you theory, and also the practical part of it. We also use teaching aids, like the projector. We also use the internet, so that you are well versed in what you have learned. Then we also train people to play keyboard. We have helped so many people, churches, schools, individual schools like Sunshine. The Sunshine person can maybe nitakuja kuwatembelea tuone kama tunaweza kuwasaidia wanafunzi instrument training, drum, saxophone, violin and flute. In fact, all instruments. We provide professional training. We have people who are well trained, who have done it before. I, for one, was a teacher in a teacher's college and also at secondary schools. And I used to take my students to national level for very, very many years, all the time national level. So I felt I should at least start such in our county, okay? So we have that one. The other one is we have a very competent band where when you have a wedding, birthday, maybe Valentine, cultural, any social event. If you have such an event, we offer you a package where we can give you the MC. We also give you we have the machines, very powerful machines. We also have a live band which can entertain people. The other thing that we do studio recording. We have a music recording studio. We have done this to about so many people in Kirinyaga and they have put their songs in the YouTube. We also have videography. We also do advertisement. If you're a business person and you want to make a voice over, we shall be able to do that in a competent manner. We also have providing beats. You can put beats for you. Maybe if you're in your church, you have your keyboard and there are no beats there in the keyboard, we can do that for you. And many others. So we are going to the Desire Musical. Thank you very much. Tazama, I like this kind of
tulichelewa na vitu kama hizo. Usiandike tulichelewa na niwewe sija. Sawa Beatrice. Mfano.
Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, it's actually still in the morning. Thank you so much. My name is Lodoni Maina. I'm a gospel artist from Kirinyaga, Yeshogo, Gariama. This is where I come from. I'm in the petroleum industry and the CEO now here for Loyal Gas and Royal Fashions. So Loyal Gas, we deal with gas, Kitaka gas, wholesale and retail. We do that. The Royal Fashion, now we customize your company outfits, the uniforms, in case you need. As speaker saying here, some of the things that we need to do is maybe branding like the way we've done. So we brand that. Tunafanya hizo African, you have open days, you have name it, we do that. For those who have schools, still we do the uniforms well. I'm really excited. And there's one thing I don't do when I'm excited is promising. I'm so happy, number one, because this is happening in Kirinyaga County. Director Kagio, tafadhali simama tu ninakuomba. You see, this lady, I want to appreciate you. She kept on calling me with my busy schedule. She's like, "Babe, you have to come." And thank you so much. And I can promise you that I will be coming. It is such a nice platform to be among you when we are discussing about, developments, when we're talking about businesses, when we're talking about big things. I have come late, but I regret MC for coming late. I've really enjoyed and appreciated what you're doing. Na ninajua kuna watu wenye sio wa Kirinyaga. If there's someone who is happy in this group, it's me, because this is happening in Kirinyaga. I have a behavior of bringing friends every time I'm coming to Kirinyaga and encouraging people to invest in Kirinyaga. Kirinyaga is such a nice place. If you come from this place, you can invest and you have money. Watu wa Kirinyaga wako wapi? We have money, so investors are inviting you to come and invest in our place. I came with my friend. I don't know whether he's around. Paul Waigan. Director, Homes Limited. I don't know whether. Okay. Here he's on. So when I came, after I So thank you so much, and Kagio, together with the other 9517 0714 829 517. Asante sana.
I am an MC, corporate and social events master of ceremony. So if you have a wedding, a ratio, any social event, this is your MC. If you have a corporate event, a gala dinner, product launch, brand unveiling, let me shout. Well, here we can do it. But again, also, we're not limited because I can do MC for wedding shower. Do you know why? Because the man only was involved. So, as a man, we change the narrative. We are going to be MC. I can see the next few minutes I have a very good job there. My brother, I'm a voiceover artist. I do now, there is a narrative to satisfy a certain need. You want to get education insurance because you want to satisfy a certain need. But what these people don't tell you, or what they do not tell you, most of them, is that they do not speak to your heart. Okay? But that's what happened. Now, people are retiring. Okay? And we have, how do you feel when you're anticipating a holiday? Perhaps Christmas, or maybe a holiday is falling on a long weekend. How do you feel? It's exciting, right? So why don't you prepare for that long, long holiday?
Sharia hado ugithomera gukunya gita, piano kana migambo niyo vocals. Rehoboth School of Music maheanaga mathomo ma kirathi kia iguru muno. Macerere Nyeri Town haria opposite Naiva Supermarket, kana waranirie nao kuhetukira namba cio cia thimu 0715 031 506. Rehoboth School of Music, cama wa rwimbo ni inanda.
Kuiwatira Musa kurira kwa jithero ro Andy Wawa featuring Elizabeth Nyambere. Tasikiza tuni ya thimu yaku hihinya *837 *3260# okenagie hare marakorera thimu na rugambi ruru.
Greetings, it's VP. Hii ni Mtaani Dosage. With me your host Adismu, aka mwalimu wa mtaani. Na kwenye hii segment tutakuwa tukikuletea darasa kwenye streets. Nani alisaidia Yesu kubeba msalaba?
Muskariote. Judas Muskariote.
Inakukujia hasa pa GTN TV kila saa 7:30 PM na 9:30 PM.
Tendawili.
Yasa pa GTN TV, the home of gifts and talent, kila Saturday 7:30 PM na 9:30 PM.
Hallucination neo hiki.
My lord. Utakosa kweli? No! Common sense inakuwa ngapi?
Billy.
It's a very sensitive part for many of our businesses because we tend to always have an energy bill at the end of every month. Many of us end up asking the question, what is in this energy bill that was different last month? But yet it looked like it was lower last month than what I'm paying this month. I'm the guy who can help you understand more about your energy bill, and more importantly, help chart your way towards energy independence. I have done solar systems that have single panels to 550 panels in one system. So I have designed and consulted for systems worldwide. I would love 1122. May God bless you. So very nice.
Polo Iganjo, hatuwezi funga kama hujasimama hapa. Kuja useme kitu. Then Director Eunice. After Paul says, kuja na hapa usiogope. Kuja na makamera. Director Eunice, once Paul is done, please kindly do some closing remarks. Beatrice is yawning and Rita is sleeping. Oh, you are awake? Joseph is sleeping. The uncle also is dozing off. So, please, closing remarks. Sioni sawa? Paul. Hapo ukibariki na moja. Atubariki na moja. Wana wasama mbele.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. My name is Paul Kagio. I was not part of this meeting, but I was passing by. I found myself here taking a share of some sausages. But unfortunately, when I was just to come here, I received a call and I had to go on some issues. I do, besides singing, I'm in real estate. I run a company by the name of Homes. I'm also in mental health. I have a rehabilitation center and mental health clinic. I also do events. So I feel like I've missed out something. That there is always next time.
Asante sana Paul, asante sana Paul. Director Eunice, karibu sana. You have been escaping this podium since morning. Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Kuto kuna gender balance notice, wanaume ni wengi.
Tumeona hivyo. Na tumeamini hiyo. Hi, good afternoon. My name's Eunice Macharia, but wengine wanaanza wanaangalia uwaambie hiyo ingine ni komia ingine, kwa sababu naambia wanapiga wanaume. Mimi napiga nani nimepiga hata wao wanajua mimi nimeokoka. Wacha hiyo. Bishop, mimi nimekubaliwa na hata kanisa niolewe na asmeni na nikienda sijui ile yani. Sinaona niko juu. Anyway, Eunice Macharia is a filmmaker, is an actor. I love doing what I do, but basically what led me to acting is because I'm a psychologist. I love talking to people, telling people what they need to hear and what needs to like cool their hearts and what they need to do like to come out of their situations. Now, I'm not going to talk much about myself. I'm going to talk Tazama, because Tazama is the one that has made us to be here. To be here, Tazama makofi. Tazama is a marketing agency which has so many things in it. And for the reason to why we are here, Tazama realized that there is a certain gap. And in fact, we are laughing and smiling at each other, having seen that what was our intention has come to pass. What? At every business, at whatever level of it, it needs and always there to go to the next level. And that's why we are here. And therefore, that's why we are here networking, so that we can move our businesses to the next level. In fact, basically, Tazama has achieved a great milestone. To be here, someone will talk about Tazama, but I don't forget saying this about Tazama. Whenever a business has grown, sometimes we tend to go to a comfort zone kiasi. But the thing is, what are people talking about your brand at the back of at your back? If someone else comes with a better option, the same product but offering it in a better way, will your customers come back to you? That is a thing that Tazama always offer. Tunaitaka, the secret behind you. Unajua nyuma ya mtu atakangi kuona, atakangi kusikia. But if you know what people are talking about your product or your institution, you'll be in a position to know what to do to make it more better and good and continue growing. So that is why we are here as Tazama to make sure that we fill that gap. Without taking much ado, we appreciate your being here and hatuwezi chukua for granted. In fact, we are happy from the bottom of our heart. Now, I wish to call my directors wasalimiane. Hata kama sio alikuwa hapo bado tulikuwa hapo muone hata sisi tuko. Sio kweli? Kujeti hapa. Kujeti hapa Mr. Kioni. Mr. Jugu. Nilikuwa nimesema urudi. Mimi nasema sasa. Asante sana ile. So this is the team behind Tazama. We are happy that we are able to think more business and more issues regarding businesses that we can be able to offer. And that's why we are proudly saying that today we have achieved and we are still having more a lot in store for you. So I will take this mic again. I'm going to start from our CEO so that Mr. Itai will be the last to give us the vote of thanks.
Julius Njogu again, I'm happy for you guys to be here. I hope watu walikula wakashiba. And I hope guys are going to network. By the time you leave here, have 2 or 3 contacts. That way, you can say I went for a meeting and I can say I was able to network with someone. Thank you.
Habari ya mchana. Asanteni, thank you for taking your time so much and stretching it out.
Very humbled to thank each and every one of you. I'm very overwhelmed by your generous act that you just showed to Tazama. I know our businesses will grow. I know we will network. But one thing is that sikuna mtu aliitana pate mahali. Si mlisoma kwa Biblia. Alitana pati na akapika saa. What happened? People never showed up. And even believing in us, this being our maiden event, because our value and purpose of existence is to make sure that we make sure that the SMEs grow. We want to grow together. We want to add value. Why is it that somebody was saying somewhere that we don't have a unicorn? By the way, what is a unicorn? What is a unicorn business? Someone? A unicorn business is a business that is worth over a 1 B USD. We don't have such in Africa. No, forget about the big, in Kenya, forget about the big corporates. We're talking about the startups, 7, 10 and below, the SMEs, people with at least 25 to employees. We don't have such in Kenya. And why is it that we are not able even to access the best avenues? Why is it that we don't have that muscle whereby we can meet our president and KRA and the taxman? And we say, fine, we agree to comply, but we are here, we are united. So why don't we structure something that can work for all of us? A win-win situation. So that's why we are looking for a vehicle to make sure that at least we all grow together, and Tazama exists for that great purpose. So I'm very humbled actually to thank each and every one of you for making it to this occasion, and I'm greatly indebted to our sponsors, graced by our very only Diamond Engineering. Maybe with a round of applause we can thank them. Thank you, Diamond Engineering, under the captainship of James Mwangi. We have Hisa Insurance. Thank you very much.
GTN TV, the home of Gifts and Talents presents you with an opportunity to advertise your businesses, death and funeral announcements, wedding and dowry ceremonies, announcements for government meetings and those of other registered groups or organizations, and many more at affordable prices. For more information, you can visit our offices at GCTC Complex, former Othaya Teachers College, or call us on 0742 606 195 or 0721 706 504 or 0768 411 708. You can also send us an email via sales@gtntv.co.ke. GTN TV, the home of gifts and talents.
My name is Anne Bogo, Chief Principal, Michuki Technical Training Institute. Welcome to Michuki Technical Training Institute. Michuki Technical Training Institute is holding its 5th graduation on 8th of March at year 2024. During this graduation, we are looking forward to graduating over 1,600 graduates. They have been able to train in various areas, ranging from masonry, motor vehicle mechanic, food and beverage service and production, catering and accommodation, in the areas of electrical and electronics, engineering, plumbing, which is a key area nowadays, ICT technology, the business industry. Some people have done some entrepreneurial, because right now we are also looking at job creators in our country and the world at large, so that we can also be able to take care of the issues of unemployment. So these are the graduates we are looking forward to channeling out to the market, be able to join our various industries, and also to be able to be self-employed.
Come check on Michuki, Koso Uchekwe, and let's come and have fun together.
And actually, we have an event that's actually upcoming. We'll be sharing all kind of events. Similar, we have a fire shot. A fire shot will be in the evening, whereby now we need to bring more value to our businesses. We have a fire shot event, which will be starting from 6 all the way to midnight around in the Apple. We'll be sharing the kind of event. And if you are actually willing to partner with the Zama, we have a form at the back there where you can actually pre-register and you can enjoy a very nice discount of 15% if you show interest now. So thank you very much, East Africa Cables and CPF, for showing up within a very short time notice. So once again, allow me to end there and to thank each and every one of you for making it to this event. We want to recognize our photographer here. She's actually G-Shot. Let us applaud her, please. She is an IT product from Certitude. She's a Certitude vehicle. She will be sharing the photos and we will be sharing the group. So if you're not in the group, please make sure that you liaise with our ushers so that you are actually included in the WhatsApp group so that you can enjoy all the images that were taken. So thank you once again, everyone, and we are humbled for your time. Thank you.
One volunteer to pray for us as we close. A volunteer. Or we have gifts for. Yes. Volunteer kuomba. Director Gitari amesema kuna gifts for the panelists. Nilikuwa kama 7.
You know how many panelists are we're talking about speakers. Also, we have gifts for speakers. Lakini pia huyu amesimama pia na za panelists. Alizungumza kucheka kidogo. So we have gifts for the three speakers, so Peter, Carol, and Chris. It's something for you. We can ask our board sponsors, La Praise, Diamond, and Hisa, maybe to come and present the gifts to our guest speakers. So Spear, Madam Carlo, and the architect. So we have Bonafide Magu present that to CPF, our very own. Thank you. Madam Carol, Madam Manda from our press for gender equality. Finally, an engineer to an architect. Thank you very much. Make sure that you exchange contacts. For the senior citizens, we still have your gifts. We have something here, and so Peter has said he has something for you. So Joseph, usisahau, ndio. Senior walikuwa kama tunawakumbuka. Umetokea sasa hivi.